Recently, I made a game that turned Minecraft into a turn-based RPG. It only had 2 levels, the village and the cave, and let's just say that the final boss of the game is, well, questionable. Considering the absolute disastrous state that the software is in at the moment, my only choice is to make it into an actual full game.
This is already the best Minecraft spin-off game I've played.
I love it. I love this game.
Now, the first order of business is to make a new overworld level so the player can travel between locations like in the old Dragon Quest and Final Fantasy games. To start off the project, I started working on a block that would essentially be the surface of the big flat overworld with a level of grass, dirt, stone, deep slate, and bedrock at the end. I then moved on to making a mountain model, which was honestly horrible and looked more like bird poop than anything else. We also needed some forests to populate our huge new Minecraft world, so I started making some teeny tiny little trees.
I'm in the broccoli.
I moved on to making models for the different overworld structures that the player could visit, the village, a nether portal, and some ruins which would lead to the underground stronghold. I took all of those and cobbled them together into a big messy pile, and surprisingly something pretty decent came out of it. Not half bad, actually. I wasn't a fan of the grass model though, since instead of looking like a huge block, it just looked like normal Minecraft grass because of the noise texture that I used on it. While I was at it, I also made a bigger version of the mountains so there would be some variations, and it wouldn't all just look like a big unchanging field of bird poop. I placed the new mountains in, added a river, and made the water fall off the edge, because the world is actually flat here, unlike the real-life Earth, which we all know is a rhombicosi dodecahedron. I tested out the huge overworld map, and it was looking really nice. This actually looks really good. Yeah, we're doing okay. There was only a single issue, which is that walking on top of the village didn't really do much, aside from stomping the houses of the poor villagers to the ground and pulverizing all of their hard work and happy lives. So I quickly made a script to connect the village border here to the outside and vice versa, so that everything now worked pretty well. We go back in here. Hell yes! Oh, this is so cool. Okay, amazing.
It's a world map.
Oh god, this brings memories of old RPG games where they have like the giant map and then you have to like walk through it.
I also thought this corner of the map needed some details, so I made this single house to place in the middle of the forest here as a far-off secret, and I made it so that you need to wrap around the whole map to get there. To find, I had no idea yet, but we'll figure out what to put in this super secret and important area later. I also wanted to add something here for the player to find right when they exit the village, so I tried to make a very little chest model, but it looked extremely dumb. I do not like this chest. I don't like it. So I just decided to make an entire new level. I will make a sentry tower. I made a model for a combat tower where you'd find some enemies and a treasure at the top. There it goes. I decided to immediately make some enemies to put in a tower, so I took the zombie model I already had and turned that into a skeleton, and he looked pretty cute. Yeah! Hell yes! Since I was at it, I went ahead and also made an enderman model and gave them a considerable dumpy. There he freaking goes, dude. For the structure of the tower, I made a stone brick model, and then I used Steve's house as a base and started making the structure of the tower itself. Amazing! If I get out, I am out here. This is great! Dude, this is so good. I decided that the treasure at the top would be an iron helmet to boost the player's defense a little and also add a little bit of drip. So I made the item texture and then modeled the actual 3D helmet to put on Steve's head. And not gonna lie, my man looks pretty sick. Yes! Woo! That works so well.
Always use protection. Finally, true.
I forgot that was the description, actually. At this point, I wanted to work on one of the most important changes from the previous version. Since last time I had used a regular turn-based combat system, I decided to go for a tactical turn-based combat this time, which also allowed me to add more party members to Steve's team. But who could be the right candidate for the team, you could ask? Well, this capybara that I made last time, and that's just strolling around town, of course. I added an option to recruit the little guy after giving him an apple, so he'd accompany Steve in his adventures outside the village.
Recruit.
Recruit the capybara? Oh my god! Oh, I can control the capybara! Oh!
But at this exact point, something serious started happening. My chat was asking, no, demanding that I added another team member, a cat girl. During the entirety of the stream, the situation had gotten worse and worse. How am I supposed? I have 16 pixels to work with! And my attempts at ignoring or even dismissing the requests were getting weaker and weaker until I gave in. That's it. I'm adding the cat girl. What is wrong with you guys? I had to make my chat shut up. So I loaded up the model maker and started working on the potential new member of our party. After a few minutes of careful reconsideration of my career, I had created the secret that would be placed in the secret house on the map. What a stain on an otherwise perfectly clean slate of a game. This is a stain on my reputation, bro. Oh my god. And of course, after not even an hour, there was some fan art posted on my Discord. Of course. On the second day of development, I started working on the Nether dimension, to which Steve would travel using the portal. I could add a mechanic where you could light the portal with flint and steel. Yeah. I opened a fortune cookie to start the workday off, which was, definitely a good prediction of how the situation would be in a little bit. I started working on the netherrack block to use as a base for the portal, and also made obsidian, gold, lava, and chains to go along with it. With my blocks ready, I started building a nether portal map that would later lead into the nether itself. I placed down netherrack, built the portal frame, placed some stone bricks around it, gold blocks on top, chains, a hidden chest in the back, and then trees as a counter.
Warning, big obsidian thing ahead. We don't know what it does, but it smells funny.
They call me the secret finder. Let me show you why. This is why they call me the secret finder.
That is impressive, yes. I connected the entrance to this map to the Overworld miniature and then immediately moved on without wasting a single second. Now it was time to work on the actual nether. I started by placing a central floating island in the middle and by adding a lot of lava in the background, a good amount of blocks below. I then made some bridges that would connect to the two other islands, for which I would need some new blocks. I made nether bricks for a nether fortress and some warped wood, leaves, and nylium for the warped forest where you'd find enderman. I also made a blaze model and gave it a little fiery floaty animation, which looked really cute. I started using the new blocks to build a section of a nether fortress with a blaze spawn point on the left of the main island, and I placed a couple of blazes in there, all nice and cozy in the fiery depths of hell. Oh, look at them, dude! Look at these little guys! And then I made that blue warped forest biome on the right, added a little ruined house in the center, which would later become of critical importance, and then placed two endermen at the top and the bottom of it. I then sprinkled in some details like the support beams for the fortress and a small lava river floating through the main island. I connected the two portal maps together and then hopped in for a test of the map. And there's the portal. I walk onto this. Okay, this is actually really laggy. It's rendering out way too much stuff. Dude, look at this! On top of everything else, I also decided to place a little ruined structure here to give a few signs of civilization. To finish the second day off, I was only missing the item drops from the mobs I had just placed into the world and a way to actually light the portal. So I started making ender pearls, blaze rods, flint, and flint and steel items. All completely useless to me right now, but would fix that later. That's such a good flint and steel texture. I then worked on the most difficult model so far, the actual portal model, which was really difficult to animate because of the way the swirl connects with the adjacent ones. It was a whole mess. It's very difficult. You would not expect this to be this difficult. But thankfully, I persevered and finished it up in. Oh my god, that's so good. That is so good!
I made a thing. I'm in the nether. This is so PogChamp.
Here we are. Already in the fortress, this usually takes me like hours.
With the second day almost over, I hopped in for a final test and also tried out the combat, which was an absolute disaster. I'm talking your fresh pizza just fell on the floor face down kinda disaster. But hey, that was a problem for future Toiu, and oh boy, did future Toiu hate fixing that. That's where I'll call it a day. That is great. On day 3, I wanted to work on the end dimension, no matter what, so I immediately started making an end portal frame model, and also a version that contains an ender eye already in it. I mean, that's great, that looked good. I also made the ender eye item since it didn't exist yet, made the actual space texture for the portal, some end stone for the end island, and some bedrock for the final portal. That looks good. I then moved on to the two most difficult models of this entire project. First, I had to make the end crystals, and for some reason I decided I wanted to try to animate them. But let's be honest, how the hell was I supposed to animate this in 16 by 16 pixels? I decided I would simply have a cube that would rotate in a single direction, and I wanted to get that done in the least amount of frames possible. Somehow that also was really difficult, but in the end I managed to make a really cool looking rotating cube, and I was pretty proud of myself. The end crystal is the absolute coolest thing we've done so far. The second really difficult model was the Ender Dragon itself. We only need the dragon now. Let's start making that guy. And the first issue I encountered was that I physically did not have the option to make this thing very large. 32. Oh, we are kind of screwed. The dragon is gonna be a small boy. I started working on a small and cute version of the dragon and made up some dumb lore about it being a baby or something, and how maybe a previous person had already taken this whole journey, which would explain the ruins and the bridges in the nether, and I don't know. I tried my best, okay? At this point, I decided to work on the ruined village that sat to the west of the mountains. I made a map for it, placed a few broken down structures with some paths and leaves, a couple of signs, and a bed in one of them. I also added some secret stairs in the back of the tavern, which would lead us into the next map.
There's absolutely nothing in the back. Don't even bother checking. I will check now. There it is. There it is.
The stronghold was relatively fast. I just placed the stairs going down from the ruins and made a corridor that led to the main portal. Placed some lava, some chains, made it so the portal would only be missing one ender eye and called it pretty much done. Now this map also would lead us into another one. So I started working on the end map, where the final battle would take place. I made an obsidian platform where the player would start, a wooden bridge to connect to a main island, placed 4 obsidian towers around the whole thing, and then threw in the dragon and the enderman on top of all that. Look at him! Look at my little man!
Hello there.
The dragon faces you. Fight the dragon or pet the dragon?
With all of these maps ready to go, I started connecting everything with scripts and hopped into a game to try everything out. These are the ruins. Amazing. We're gonna add text to these signs. Should be very easy.
Totally empty house. Nothing here. Yep, told you. Nothing in here. I got you baited. Just me and you. Actually, I'm a sign, so it's just you.
The entrance to the stronghold is hidden as well. Here you can find a bed to heal up. You interact with it, you place a thing here, and you go in. Hell yes!
I'm winner.
What's up, little man? Look at how good that looks! Bro! And if you go in here, you get teleported back home. Oops. Also, out of more popular demand, I was forced to make a second cat girl. I swear this was not on my own volition. Please, you have to believe. On the 4th day, it was time to make things actually work together, and also rework the original village map to make everything actually fit in with the whole new world outside. I started by adding a currency that was first named Bitcoin, and then doubloons, which, I don't know, it sounded funny.
You found 100 doubloons in the chest.
Placed a chest within the cave, containing a few of them, to use in a shop later on.
I'm winner. 100 doubloons!
Then I took the original quest in which you would give some emeralds to one of the villagers and made him give you an apple as a reward that you could then use to recruit the capybara into your team.
Villager's giving you an apple.
That's it. Hold up.
I then changed some of the villagers' dialogue to give some variety from the old version, changed the dialogue options for the pond, and decided that the homeless man that I had placed south of town in the last video, Jerry, had died a horrible, painful death. So I made a grave for him and placed it where his tent once was.
What? Why is there a grave over here? R.I.P. Jerry. Oh no, Justice for Jerry.
This is where my dad is.
No!
That's Jerry. Ignored by many, loved by none. Yeah, that's my dad.
Oh no. Immediately after, I decided that I liked Jerry too much and turned the ruined house in the warped forest in hell into his little shop.
It's Jerry! Oh, I've heard of him.
Jerry would sell you a diamond,
You got a diamonds. Thank you, kind sir.
which combined with another one you could get from the cave and a stick in the crafting table just near his shop should get you.
You crafted the diamond AK-47. Nice.
AK-47, right! There we go.
Just like in regular Minecraft.
I can break so many blocks with this.
You can break many things with that, yes. To make the AK, I downscaled an actual picture of a rifle and from there made a pixel art version. I also made the 3D model and put it into Steve's hand. I then tried to figure out a way to make the portal work, because not only I couldn't make the character interact with the portal frame without walking on top of it, but I also didn't really have a decent way of making the portal become active after Steve inserts the last ender eye. I tried using this leaf to make that the interactable object, but when I made it invisible, it wouldn't work anymore. Yep, so we are... Alright, I understand. So I moved on to another idea. I made a little spark model, which is a staple in RPGs to show where you can interact with things. I made it so that the player can interact with that to make the portals work, then I tested it in game and I decided this was definitely the way to go. That does it. Great. It lights it. Okay. The way I made the portal transform was also a bit of a pain. I had to make 2 versions of the map itself. One with the empty frame and no portal, and with the interactable spark, and one with the ender eye placed and the active portal. At this point, interacting with the spark will simply teleport you to the version of the map with the portal active, and it was done. Yes, dude. Yes! I then moved on to some more bug fixing and rewriting dialogues. This took a while, and then went on to adding some lore to the game. I made a model for the dragon egg with a huge hole in it, so it would look like it recently hatched. All of this to justify the embarrassing smallness of my dragon.
Oh, is the dragon dead? Oh, it's cracked. Damn, I'm also cracked in Minecraft.
And then, since the dragon was now canonically a child, I started developing an option to spare him instead of fighting him in the game. Oh, damn! We did some amazing progress! And then mentally prepared myself for the following day, when I'd have to actually finish up this huge project. I started day 5 with a quick playtest and then moved straight to my first objective that would make the game almost complete: battle maps. Since the game was now using a strategic battle system, I had to assign a map for the fights to happen in, so I made a copy of the cave map, walled off certain sections of it that I wanted to use as arenas, and whenever a fight would start in the caves, the player and the enemies would be teleported to the alternate version with the walled off sections. I did the same thing for the tower map and added a few obstacles in the way. For the Nether fights, instead of walling things off, I simply removed the bridges that connected everything and made Jerry barricade himself inside his shop for safety. He was honestly too important to lose. The end map itself was a little too plain for a fight, so I added some hills to make it a bit more interesting to navigate and assigned the player's spawn point around the middle. With the maps done, I went ahead and tested out the battles themselves, and with minimal complications, they worked pretty well.
Bonk.
Now that the battle sort of worked, I needed to add a much dreaded feature, the cat cafe at the bottom of the map. Using Steve's house as a base once again, I started placing some chairs and tables, changed the floor, and then placed in the 2 ungodly creatures that my chat had bullied me into bringing into the universe. I added dialogues to them so that the pink one would give you the gracious gift of a gun.
A gun! Oh, how cool.
And the blue one would make both of them join the party, just like the capybara.
I need more men for my adventure.
Sounds good, we're in.
Oh, cool.
There you go! I tested out the recruiting mechanic, tried out fighting with them, and I guessed it worked well enough. At this point, most of everything was pretty much done. I only had a few bugs to get rid of, and the game would be ready. I think we're fine. I think everything is working pretty nice. But I just had this feeling in my gut, like something was missing. We need a strong end to the game, and for that to happen, we need a real serious map. After some time in deep contemplation, I figured out what the problem was. So I started making an initial shape for a very specific extra map that I wanted to add at the end of the game. I don't know why I decided to take on this incredible task at this point in the making of the game, but it was already too late. My mind was already laser focused on my objective, so I started working on new floor tiles, some tables, a big red button, blue floating sci-fi beds, a medical scanning device, some spaceship and hospital walls, and a vent. And after a couple of hours of work, the scaled map was done. I then took my old Among Us model and recolored it into 5 other variations. Added a script that would unexpectedly snatch the clueless player from the safe and familiar reality of Minecraft and plunge him into a dark abyss of desperation right when they thought it was finally over. No, dude! I tested everything that was left to test and finally called it a day. At this point, everything was completed. RPG craft was finally in a great solid state, and it was time to get some victim guests to try the final thing out.
Another day, another opportunity to look for adventure. All right, let me try and go downstairs. Iron pickaxe, let's go.
It looks very good. Here I am in Crossy Road.
Hello, Steve. I'm the farmer. How's your day? All good. I have this buddy of mine, Jesse. He's been helping me with the job. What is the job? That sounds concerning.
It's the job. He has a job. I mean, he just has a job.
Yeah, but like, what job?
All right, yo, Steve got that dumpy. Wait a second. Man, he really did make him look like me.
You know, I'm
Ew.
glad it's immersive for you.
That goes in there.
There it is.
I hold it.
Please do not punch the tree. I'm gonna punch the tree. You got a stick. Let's go.
I got a stick.
Okay, that's not, Mister, that's not gonna, okay, sure.
I just gotta cut all 4 sides.
Oh, I see, no, okay.
Hey, Steve. Are you still planning to leave the village and search for adventure? That's probably a bad idea. My buddy Stan wandered out and he died.
Yo, Steve, have you seen this pond?
What was that?
It is straight to Steve. This is indeed a pond. The sickest pond there ever was. Many people have come to this pond looking for answers and fortune. Are you here looking for your fortune? Because that would be really dumb of you. I'm literally just a pond. Don't do this to me. All right.
A mouse.
A mouse.
I'm gonna pet the mouse.
You gently pet the capybara. I used to like it. Oh, it's so cute.
Hey, Steve, I need to pay rent this month. Is there any chance you could give me another emerald from the cave? Yeah! That's his voice now.
I got my first quest.
So I go through the cave.
Entrance to the cave. Go further if you want.
Bam. Oh, it enters combat.
Battle sequence. Battle sequence. Battle sequence. Let's go.
I'm winner.
I got an emerald. I need that for my quest.
Great to see you again, Steve. Do you have the emerald I asked for?
Here it is. The villager's giving you an apple. I love apple. Mickey Mouse.
Give the apple to the capybara. Recruit the capybara?
Recruit.
Oh my All right, we're going to go into the area of secrets.
It's a world map.
Oh God. Oh, hello. Hi.
There's the capybara.
Capybara!
I will take iron helmet.
Look at me. Look at that glam. Look at that drip.
Something to light the portal with.
Oh, I see you. I see you. I spotted you.
This is why they call me the secret finder.
That is impressive. Yes.
I made a thing.
Time to light it up.
This is so pog champ. Chop this way.
It is.
What are you doing here, sir? Are you stuck in here?
It's Jerry. Oh, I've heard of him.
Hello, I'm Jerry, the shopkeeper. Nice to see you. Indeed, I have this diamond that I got from the village. Buy a diamond, 100 doubloons. Don't mind if I do.
Okay, that'll be a pickaxe, I assume.
You crafted the diamond AK-47.
AK-47, right?
Yeah.
Okay, how does... Oh my god. They got a gun.
Scary man, hello. Fight me.
Oh! I love guns.
Bonk.
There you go. Yeah, how do I get up there?
Of course. There it is.
Alright.
Oh boy.
Cat girls!
Hey there, welcome to the Cat Maid Cafe.
I love that voice
Here's a gift
actually.
for you.
The cat girl gave you... Can we marry?
A gun! I need more men for my adventure.
Sounds good, we're in.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
Yes! Oh, we got him. There we go. Last area.
Dan's house.
The ultimate... Oh. He's dead. Hell yeah, I finally got the Ender Eye. Is this gonna be the stronghold? It is! Ta-da! Can I actually fall off here? Actually, I don't want to try it out anymore.
I feel like I should get rid of these first.
A cracked egg. Looks like something recently hatched here. The dragon faces you.
I'll train my dragon.
I'm gonna pet him. You pet the dragon! It looks pretty happy!
I'm winner! I beat game.
Alright.
Are you okay?
I'm in Among Us. I'm in Amgaga.
I know what it is. I do not want to speak of it.
Mogogo.
Looks like events.
Gauga.
Cafeteria.
I gotta press the button.
Oh no. I'm gonna use my beautiful cat girl wife.
Right?
Yep.
And then you run away. You attack.
There it is.
Here we go. Boom!
I'm winner.
You made it, Steve! You finally defeated your biggest enemy. Your adventure's finally complete.
What a good final boss. That was great.
I've never beaten the final boss of Minecraft before. The imposter from Among Us.
I would play a game that looks like this.
Great. You did amazing.
It was fun.
And that's it. The software I used to make the game is called RPG in a Box, and they've actually given me 5 Steam keys that I'll be distributing on my Twitch to random viewers as soon as this video is published. For a copy of the game, head over to my Patreon, where you'll also find some extra gameplay with my guests for today, and more cool stuff. But the coolest thing you can do right now is watch another one of my videos to make YouTube happy. That's it, alright, click on this other one right here, okay? Ciao!